don't save anybody. As much as you want to save others, as much as you want to be well wisher of others, as much as you feel like you are very important in others' lives, you are not. The fact that we try to save somebody is because we overestimate our position in others' lives. We overestimate our existence in others' lives. We are not important in others' lives that much as we think we are. So come out of that delusion and stop saving others. So that's the central message for this video. Because the thing is, guys, you have certain targets, certain goals, certain mission, certain vision for your life. And what end up happening is, along the way, small energy leakages start appearing, right? Where you along the journey get to meet people, you sympathize with people, you like them, whatever it is, and you want to help them because you can see that they are in a position you were once in. And now that you are experienced, knowledgeable, you can help them, and you feel a moral obligation to help them, right? But you got into this position wherever you are in right now, due to all the experiences that you have had, right? So let them go through life. Let the life teach them what they need to learn, right? This growth in life, this growth within, has to be organic, and it cannot be forced, isn't it? A plant, you have a small plant, you want to nourish it, so you don't pour entire water that it would need in its lifetime at one go, isn't it? You only give it whatever it needs in a go, otherwise it will die. So if you on one hand we say that we care for others, that is why we help them, but it is in fact opposite. If you really care for others, you should stop interfering in their lives. In fact, I won't use the word help, right? I would use the word interfere. Stop interfering with others' lives, and let them grow organically. Let them learn organically, and yeah, if they come to you for guidance, be extremely wary at first, and still, if they're persistent, give some guidance. But that too in vague terms, right? It should never be. It should not never be a one-to-one instruction, like this is what you need to do to get from A to B. No, these are general guidance that I have followed in my life, and others have followed in their lives and gotten somewhere along positive direction. And yeah, that is all. Now, if the person feels like those are good enough for him, he will imbibe that in his life and see the result for himself herself. Don't ever try to push yourself on others. That is what we try to do. We actually think that we are helping others, but in the process we are only pushing them. We are only pushing ourselves into others, and that is just not good for their growth, right? Life moves organically, and the way life moves, it is the best course. The existence, the life, whatever it is that you want to call, is highly intelligent, isn't it? It grows organically. Whatever happens for best, right? So so that is one aspect, not interfering and letting them grow organically. On the other hand, when it comes to you, you have certain goals, certain targets, and when you start helping others along the way, what end up happening is, one, you are destroying others. You just cannot help others. So let's accept that. But more importantly, you go astray from your path. You had a certain why I have decided to go this path. You have a certain why you want to change your situation, whatever it is, and along the way people come and you just forget your dream. And even if your dream is there, it is only in a hindsight. You are not fully focused on your dream. If you cannot committed to yourself, your growth, your dream, how can you be committed to others? Commitment in terms of helping others, in terms of relationship. If you are not able to commit to your dream, if you are not able to commit to yourself, how can you help others? First help yourself, then help others, right? And even don't go that far that now I have helped myself fully, now I will help others. No, all these self all these all this content that you come across where people are preaching loudly, right, that I have found something and I need you to follow this as well because this is very important for you and I care for you. No, dear, you just cannot care for anybody. You only care for yourself. And how much, however, you help others, it is only going to be an expansion of your ego. So you are only helping yourself. So don't do that favor on humanity and keep whatever you have learned to yourself. If people find you, if people find you inspiration in some ways, they will take notes from the path that you have taken, and they will imbibe those things in their path and move their way. But focus on yourself, guys. Whatever it is that you have dreamt of, there was a strong why behind it, right? I have started this video creation. I have started this media thing because I have a why within. And I don't remember who said this, but if you have a strong enough why, you can endure anyhow, isn't it? And if your why is not strong, then you will go astray. Then you will use others as clutches to distract yourself from moving forward. Remember your why, and and don't betray yourself. That is what I spoke in other video. Don't betray yourself. Be committed to yourself. Be have a single-minded focus. That is what Swami Vivekananda says. Take one idea and let it become your life, and that is how you achieve something in real sense. I mean, of course, even with a half-hearted focus, you can achieve a lot, but you'll never be satisfied. You'll think of this. You're thinking of other thing as well. When you are not completely present, then there's a lot of distress within. Then even if you get certain things from external happenings, external output, but you are in distress from within, what does it? How does it change your life for better? It's only going to add to more misery. And I have been that person. I think I'm being good. I'm a good person because I like to help others. I think of others. No. On one hand, I'm being extremely evil by forcing myself onto others. On the other hand, I'm being extremely careless. I've been extremely procrastinating, and I've been extremely betraying to myself. I care for others. How? I don't even care for myself. And when this realization hits, guys, in quiet moments, in unexpected moments, in unexpected ways, it hits you. It hits you hard. It makes you question as to what you really want. Do you really want what you have dreamt of, or is it just another way to distract yourself from the life that is ever present in the moment? That is what we do. Most of our goals and most of our dreams, desires are set so that we can distract ourselves from the ever present reality. That is what Krishnamurti says. All those dreams, desires are nothing but that. But all right, if you are in a situation where you are not pleasant, where you don't feel pleasant, you're not happy with yourself, not content with yourself, you have set up some goals for yourself, fine. Then do full justice with it, no? And and the thing is, And the thing is, when you do injustice to yourself, you do it in the name of helping others, in the name of being good. Wow. Why do you ruin? Why do you ruin those good words, goodness and help? All those noble words. Why do you ruin that? Why do you ruin that spirit? Because of your insincerity. That is why this. You know why women like bad boys, why women like bad men, villains especially in the movies, because they are at least honest. Villains are actually honest. They are like, yes, I have my bad intentions, I am a bad person, I am not gonna conceal it. I am not gonna conceal it under a cloak of goodness. That on surface level I am like, oh, I am chivalrous, I am this and that, and beneath that I am all bad within, right? No, they are what they are beneath, they are at the surface. There is no difference, and that honesty, that dangerous honesty, is what attracts people to them, isn't it? So at least be honest. If you even if you are going astray from your path, be honest that yeah, I am procrastinating in the moment. I'm not being sincere. I'm betraying myself. Say those things rather than saying I'm helping others. You are not helping others. You are this concept of this this virtue of being good. You are not good. Jordan Peterson says this very beautifully. He says that good men are actually dangerous men. uh, and if you are not dangerous, if you are not ambitious, if you are not striving with full intensity towards your goal, you are just a weak man, and you disguise that under a cloak of goodness. You are not a good man, you are a weak man. What differentiates weak man from a strong man is his relentlessness. If he has decided something, he will go after it because he decided it, right? No one forced it upon him. So don't be a weak man. Be a man of virtue. Be a man who's spiritually strong, right? Who when says something, then he does something, right? I mean, of course, paths may change, but destination must never change because you started with a certain why, isn't it? Why do we worship Sri Ram, Maryada Purushottam Ram? Because once he says something, he does that. प्राण जाए पर वचन न जाए. How high is that ideal? Once I have said something, there must have been a reason behind it, and now I'll not go and betray myself. Stop betraying, guys. Stop betraying yourself. Stop living small. Stop wasting time. Especially in the name of helping others. Especially in the name of being good. You're not being good. You're a weak man who cannot stay focused. That is all. This lack of focus is what results in you searching for others so that you can help them. If there were no person around to help, no, you would be extremely mad. You would be extremely furious. You would be restless. Those people around who comes to you, they conceal your restlessness. They conceal your lack of focus. Can't you just be true to yourself for once? If you have decided something, like I have decided to relentlessly pursue this for at least 3 years, 1000 days, next 1000 days, as then wisdom dictates, for inculcating discipline. Why can't I be true to this? Whatever I have said. Why? Because I think I'm a good man. I'm helping others. I'm just a weak man who has no focus. That is all. And and if he and if he has no realization of this, that is one thing. But having this realization and still saying I'm a good man, no, you are just a cunning man. You are not only a weak man. You are a cunning man. You are a bad person actually. Life waits for no one. Life moves on, life goes on. Even if you help the person, if you don't help the person, they will eventually go where they are destined to go, where they decide to go. But what about yourself? Do you always want to remain wherever you are? Do you like your situation currently? No, right? You are stuck in dead end job. Do you want to be dictated for the rest of your life? Do you want to be dependent on paycheck to paycheck? That is your worth. And you call yourself free. You may be politically free. What about intellectually free? Spiritually free? Are you free? Animals are more free. I live in Gurgaon. It's extremely dirty everywhere. Cattle roaming everywhere. Scavenging food from a pile of garbage. They are more free. They are not dictated. And you don't like your situation, obviously. That is why you wanted to change, right? And now you, and what about, and what happened now? You are betraying yourself. Don't you have some shame? Since when this shamelessness became a virtue? At times you should be ashamed of yourself seeing in the mirror. You should not be able to look yourself in the eye because you know you have betrayed yourself. And you have betrayed yourself all your life. You have never thought about yourself. What do you want? What do you actually care about? What is it that you can share to the world? You never cared about becoming a man of value. You are just a young child in a grown man's body. That is all. You have no consciousness. You have no you have no soul within. You are just mechanical. You are a product. You are a function of your environment where people come and dictate your behavior. All those things, after realizing all those things, must make you sad for a moment at least. And then you must not waste your time in self-loathing for entirety. No, realize this and move on. Because life moves on, and this guilt, this feeling bad for oneself, right? As Zakir Khan says, self pity is the greatest luxury to have. ठीक है, you realize this. Now move on. Never repeat mistakes twice. Learn from the mistakes and move on. Because if you are immersing yourself in all this negativity like pity and guilt, then it's just another way of procrastinating. Choose strength, not weakness. Be a man. Ever wondered what does it really mean to be a man? Especially in today's age, where we don't have to go out and hunt anymore, where we don't have to protect our women anymore, right? What does it mean to be a man? What daily activity distinguishes you from a woman? What daily activity distinguishes you from a child? Child goes to school, you go to office. Child chases number in terms of marks, you chase number in terms of promotions. And child comes back and he starts scrolling. You start scrolling, coming back, and while in office, at least he doesn't scroll in the school. What makes you more respectable and mature than a child? What makes you different from a woman? What daily activity does it differentiate you from a woman? She scrolls, you scroll. She binges, you binge. Have you ever thought what does it mean to be a man? What does it mean to rely on yourself? Have you ever respected yourself? If you respect yourself, first of all, you would have shame, a bit of shame. You would have your head held low, and instead of immersing in self pity, you would understand that all right, I fucked up. It's all right. I'll take this learning and move on, and I will never repeat this. And time heals everything only if you allow it to. If you keep scratching old scars, how would it heal? It does not heal. It heals only if you allow it to. No. Something happened yesterday in the office, and it made me question myself. Not something great or something grand happened, but yeah, it made me question deeply as to what are my values, what do I really want, why do I really want, do I really want something, or is it just a distraction from facing the reality, which is anyway not pleasant. A life unexamined is a life not worth living, right? Socrates said this. And perhaps this is why people don't examine their lives, because it is not pleasant to see the bare bare cunningness of oneself. Whom are you cheating? Others? Others are too smart for you. You won't be able to cheat them. You can you are so small in existence that the only person you can cheat is yourself. Nobody else. You don't even have the power to cheat others. You can only cheat yourself. And that is what you do. You cheat, you betray, you never love yourself, you never respect yourself. And then you go out and say you like this person, you respect that person. No, you just cannot do that. It always starts with the self, right? Charity begins at home. How would it be if you look back and see that 80 years of your life has been wasted in pleasing others, in pleasing the ones who ever didn't want you in their lives. You were just interfering, thinking that you were helping them. How would you face yourself at that moment of death? Would you be happy? Would you be content? Or would you be like this? Oh my god, I need some more time so that I can rectify everything. You have time, right? You have time right now. You're not dead. Go and rectify. You have learned enough lessons, right? And you still have time to build whatever you want to build. Go and build. Having some shame is not a bad thing after all, isn't it? Let's have some shame, let's have some humility, and keeping them, guarding them as close allies who guide you. You move towards your dream, because it is your dream, guys. Without dream, now I feel like without dream a man is nothing. If you don't have a dream, I know Krishnamurti says that those things, a dream and all, those future things, whenever you think of future, you create a distance, right? You create a psychological time. One is physiological time, one is psychological time. Think of events in future, you create a psychological time, and that is sorrow. I understand that, but maybe that is for those who are highly conscious. 99.9% of us are not at that level, right? We have to have dreams, we have to strive for something better. He was already at the pinnacle, and hence looking at someplace else did not make sense. For us, we are at the bottom, and pinnacle is waiting for us. What are you waiting for? You have to have dreams. If you don't have dreams, if you don't aspire to be at a better place, especially the young lost ones, especially the men, young men today, then you are not really living. You are just existing. Let's focus on our dreams. Let's stop interfering with others. Let's give ourselves less importance. Let's be humble. Let's have humility. Let's have some shame. Let those be our guiding principles. And let's remember our why. That is all for today.